So the NBA and Steve-O Speaks, we in the building doing another preview show tonight. We trying to figure out if the 76ers can beat Denver on the road tonight in a battle between MVP hopefuls, Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. But first, we got to hear the music first.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
Steve-O, my God. What's good, brother?
Hey, it's another good night of basketball, bro. Especially this game. That first that Philly and Denver game, man, I can't wait for that. It should be a show.
Oh yeah, you already know how Joel Embiid feel. He probably feel like he's supposed to win the MVP last season, and then
Mm-hmm.
this season, all season long, everybody talking about Nikola Jokic,
Mm-hmm.
Mister soon to be 3-time MVP, Mister Triple Double, best team in the West, so on and so forth. But since Denver, they kind of came down to earth a little bit, had a little stretch where they lost more than they won. Philly right behind them in the standings as well in terms of their record.
Mm,
Joel Embiid is gonna let it go off tonight.
facts. Like they both basically are almost a game apart. Philly just got one more L to compare to them. But hey, if they get that win tonight, they both got 50 wins, so shall be a battle. And I think Joe gonna go try to go get 40 tonight. You know how he is.
Yes, sir. I mean, on the other side, you got Joker. He trying to get his team into the right mind state going into the playoffs because a lot of teams see them as the best team in the West, but not many people are picking them to win the West or even the NBA championship. So Denver got a lot to play for tonight as well.
Yeah, and then we said last predictions, like they've been on the wrong side of things as of late, but they took the last few stretches serious. They 3-0. They didn't beat some pretty good teams. Beating the Bucks badly in one of the cases in the last game. So hey, they definitely
Hmm.
still have something to play for. Still like people that's on the hunt, like like the little bad stretch kind of put them in a position where they got to keep winning because if you want to stay in a specific spot.
Yeah, because Memphis right on their back. All right, so who you got for the win?
I think just because Philly lost last game and they actually lost two in a row, with Denver losing winning three in a row, I'm go Philly. I feel like Philly he gonna come in not playing. I'm not sure if Harden is playing. I don't know if he's been playing as of late, but he's been out since that Bulls game. So I kind of expect Harden to come out and play as well. So I expect Philly to get the win tonight.
I'm right there with you, man. I feel like the way Joel Embiid has been hunting for an MVP like the last 3 seasons, and to be
Mhm.
this close and playing against basically the person that's either right in front of you or right behind you, depending on who you're talking to. I'm going with Philly, man. I want to see if Joel Embiid can put his money where his mouth is. He talk a lot of trash throughout the year. Hey,
Mhm.
man, put up or shut up time tonight. So, Big Kev and Steve-O, we both picking the 76ers to win on the road tonight versus Denver. That's going to be a good game.
On NBA TV too.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a good one. So we got 9 games in total tonight, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah,
8 games. It's eight.
8 games in total. Yeah,
It's
eight.
8 games in total. The Milwaukee Detroit game, you can just go where I pick. I'm picking
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Who you going with?
Milwaukee. Yeah, simple.
Milwaukee should win that game on the road in Detroit. They should take care of business, especially where they lost to Denver the other night. They want to get that out their system. But now we got another important game between Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, folks, between Dallas and Indiana. Indiana is at home. Indiana is trying to hold on to whatever hopes that they have to make it to the play-in. They're 3 games out of the play-in spot in the Eastern Conference, and Dallas is free falling. Dallas is
Mhm.
free falling. And as it stands right now, neither one of those teams are in the play-in or in the playoffs. So one of those teams will get a win tonight and kind of breathe a little life into the end of their season. But the other one is pretty much, putting nails in their coffin.
Yeah. Like this is honestly see one of these games where Indiana can come in and just play spoiler. Like they know that like it's probably not a good chance of them either getting in the play in. They still trying, even though they're not too far, but they still got to do a lot of winning. But I feel like this is one of them games you got to watch because it might look like Denver can run away, but Denver haven't been playing good basketball of recent, and we know how these young dudes are.
You talking about
They
Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas has been playing well as of late. Indiana is well coached. They got a future probably Hall of Fame coach, and they're young. They're not scared of nobody. Like this is the type of game Ben Matherin and Halliburton can both give you 20
Yeah,
and
and
come out and score.
Dallas on a 4 game losing streak. They've only won 3 out of their last 10. They've only, I think they're below 500 since getting Kyrie Irving. I actually
For
believe
sure.
that the Brooklyn Nets have a better record than Dallas has since they traded Kyrie Irving. Then you got Indiana also on a losing streak. They've lost two in a row, and they've only won 4 out of their last 10. So it's two teams that kind of is basically playing them their way out of the playoffs. Now Dallas is in a better position, obviously, because of the way that the West is kind of set up. But so who you going with?
Um, I think I'm gonna go Indiana. I just feel
So
like they
you
match up well a little bit better against Dallas, and I just don't feel like Dallas heads in it right now. Like, well, let me not say Dallas heads in it. Luca head is not in it. Like I said, I feel like Luca is not doing enough sacrificing for that team to be successful. So, and if you were looking like I did a video on it earlier today, if you look at the stats, like especially last few games, their assists are down, their field goals is down, and threes are down. They're not moving the
mhm.
ball. They're just playing. They look like a terrible way worse version of the 2017-18 Houston Rockets.
So the way I see it, man, I'm gonna pick Dallas to win tonight because they have to win. They have to. Their back is like completely against the wall. And in the Western Conference, all you gotta do is win 2 or 3 games and it change your whole playoff positioning. And they're not out of it yet. So even with this 4 game losing streak, they got work to do to get back into the play in. I think they got what it takes to beat Indiana on the road tonight. So you're going with Indiana. I'm gonna go with Dallas to win tonight's game.
Sure. I understand why you said that.
So then you got the Houston Rockets versus the Knicks. We ain't really got to go too deep into that. I'm picking the Knicks.
Knicks gotta win it. You have to win it because y'all been playing horrible, and they're both on losing streaks. So somebody gotta break it tonight. Somebody gonna break their losing streak tonight, and I'm picking the Knicks.
And the Knicks cannot afford to lose. You're absolutely right. Brooklyn's right behind them at 40 and 35. The Knicks at 42 and 33. So they're really just trying to hold on to the fifth spot. They don't want to fall into that sixth spot and be in jeopardy of falling into the play-in, especially with
Mhm.
all the work that they did to put themselves in position to just have a a playoff situation work out in their favor. But yeah, the Knicks got work to do. They're 42 and 33. They want to hold on to that situation out there, hold on to that fifth seed. So I'm picking the Knicks to win. They're playing against a lowly Houston team. They have no business losing to those guys tonight.
No business at all.
So the next game is a good one between Phoenix and Utah.
Feel like
It's
didn't
coming
didn't
down
they
to the wire.
didn't they just play each other? Or am I tweaking?
I I believe they played recently. You know how it is down toward the
Yeah,
end of the season.
actually they didn't. I thought they did. Maybe I think it was probably that OKC game I'm thinking about. So yeah,
So right now, Phoenix is in the fourth spot, 39 and 35. KD should be coming back this week, but they gotta take care of business tonight in order to hold on to that position because you see the Clippers right there, you see Golden State right there, you see Minnesota right there, and on top of that, you also have Utah not too far behind them either. Even though they're out of the play-in right now, they got
it's
35
still
wins.
that they still that far behind. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, so Utah needs this win tonight, bro. They got to get this W tonight, or it could be a nail in the coffin for those guys trying to make it into the play-in.
Yeah. So yeah, so when like yeah. Well, so with you saying that, I kind of go out on a limb and say I'm picking Utah.
You
Because if
picking Utah at home?
yeah, I'm picking Utah at home just because I feel like they understand the magnitude of this game. So I feel like they gonna come in ready. They and like especially with their guard play, I feel like they can beat them in the guard way because like I like their game. Like I feel like they can be coached a little bit better. Like I got some questions about their scheme. I feel like they're not running the best scheme for what they have. But it's young
Mhm.
players that they put together that was around trades. Like it's kind of impressive that they are what they are now. So I'm just I'm just really going out and limb and hoping they are. This is they like their last ditch effort of fighting.
I'm going with Phoenix because the magnitude of the game is big for both of them. Phoenix is trying to hold on to that fourth spot, and it's one of those situations in the West where if they lose this game and a couple of other teams win, they can find themselves all the way down as low as seventh, out of the playoffs and into the play-in. So I'm going with Phoenix because they got a lot more to playoffs. They're still considering themselves to be championship contenders, and they don't want to put themselves in a play-in circumstance. So I'm gonna pick Phoenix to win this game tonight.
Facts. I want to, but I'm just being just for the sake of discussion and just the sake of being a
Hmm.
little different. I just pick Utah.
Yep, yep. All right, so now we can talk about the New Orleans Pelicans and the Portland Trailblazers. As it stands right now, Portland still has a chance to make it into the play-in, but it seems like they just basically closed the door on this season. I believe they're shutting down Dame for the rest of the year. That's what I've been hearing. And the Pelicans still have a lot to play for, considering that they're in the play-in right now at the eighth spot, and they can move up into the actual playoffs if they close the season strong. They're currently on a four-game winning streak, and they're hoping that the Clippers and Golden State and Phoenix will start losing a little bit so they can be out of the play-in and in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's why I was going to picking them because I feel like they understand the value of what the situation they in. So it's really a no brainer. Like just come in. It's almost like a win now mentality. We ain't trying to go home. So hey, and you don't want to be put in a certain position was unfavorable. Because that's the one thing about this tricky playing situation. Like you don't want to, you'll slip into the play in and face somebody you ain't trying to face. So
Yep.
you got to come in ready to play and keep where you at. You want to keep exactly where you at.
And the big homie say what up to the game. He says that the Pelicans bottomed and fell out, but I disagree a little bit with you, Ant. Like they were obviously in the first place before injuries kind of ravaged the squad, but at the end of the day, they're in the play in right now, and they have an opportunity to make the actual playoffs, and they're on a four-game winning streak. When things looked like it was going to be over with, so I'm going ahead and picking New Orleans to win tonight game. They got a
Fact.
lot to play for, and Portland kind of hanging it up anyway. They kind of just decided that this season's over with.
Yeah, they out there just throwing out the youngest of the youngest that they got just to see what they got on their team. So yeah, I got the Pelicans winning this game.
All right, so two more games on this eight-game night in the NBA. We got Minnesota versus Sacramento, another game with huge playoff implications. Obviously, more so for Minnesota than for Sacramento. I feel like Sacramento is going to pretty much be where they are. They're going to finish either third or second, depending on what happens with Memphis in front of them. But I think the situation it's going to be interesting tonight with Minnesota. Carl Anthony Towns is becoming. He came back. He's on a tear. He hit a game-winning shot last night, I believe, against the Golden State Warriors.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, they ready to make it into the playoffs, not just to play in. They want to make it to the playoffs. So I'm actually picking Minnesota to win tonight's game versus Sacramento in Sacramento. What do you think?
I actually got sack winning, and the only reason I have sack winning is because of the recent competition they be going up is against is way more sharper and is way better team. So I just feel like they're the skill level they are and like in cohesiveness that they're displaying as of right now is going to be hard for teams to come in and they're going to be in sack tonight. So coming in playing. You just had a hard fought game against Golden State. I'm leaning towards Sack.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So, and then one last game for the night. It's our game. You guys can catch us live on Shot Bulls podcast. We will be calling the game live with Baby Stacy King, aka C Dub,
Hmm.
Bobby, myself, and Stevo. The Bulls versus the LA Clippers. The Bulls are in there. They're trying to sweep LA. They beat the Lakers yesterday, and they're trying to beat the Clippers tonight. It's a late game, 9:30, 10:30 Eastern. I'm picking the Bulls. I think the Bulls have what it takes to win this game tonight. They're playing defense at a level that they hadn't played at all season long. Since the All-Star break, they've held a lot of teams under 100 points or under their season
Mm-hmm.
scoring average. So I'm picking the Bulls to beat the Clippers tonight in LA to go for the LA sweep. Who you got,
Bulls win.
Debo?
Bulls. I'm picking Bulls. I'm
Yes,
sorry. I'm
sir.
picking Bulls. And the only reason I'm picking Bulls is because the only way Clippers are beating us tonight is if Kawhi going nuclear. And we didn't we just I'm not gonna say shut down, but we contained two superstars last night.
Mm-hmm.
We've been playing the best defense we've been playing all year. We've been playing top 10 defense. Um Zach's been on a tear, and we already know we can attack the defense of Clippers. The defense Clippers it hasn't been impressive at all. So, and especially with PG being gone. Now I am a little concerned. I don't know because I've been hearing rumblings that they might rest Debo tonight because he's still dealing with that quad. So I don't know about that yet, but I still feel confident that Zach can lead us into that win. So I'm picking Bulls.
Yeah, even without Debo, the Bulls have
Yeah,
been playing good basketball. So yeah, the Bulls should win tonight's game. And there you
for
have
sure.
it. Tonight's game of the night obviously is Philly versus Denver, and we're picking Philly. I'm picking Philly for sure to win that
Mhm.
game tonight, and hopefully that bolsters Embiid's MVP chances. And then we did preview the rest of the NBA games tonight. If y'all missed it, go ahead and rewind it, watch it, like it,
Bro.
share it. We appreciate y'all for rocking with the game over here on NBA Central. I'm your boy, Big Bro, and Steve O Speaks is in the building as well. We're going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central.